So let's dive into the first AI tool that we're going to explore tonight. And I love this one. And it's something that has kind of just recently crept back into my life. And I'm so glad that someone pretty important to me actually has done a lot of work on recently. So our first tool tonight is Claude. All right, if you have not heard of Claude, you are really missing out. Okay, I have used Claude a little bit. I used Claude when I was playing around, when AI was kind of rearing its head in society, when ChatGPT was kind of poking its nose out of the ground. And Claude was something that I experimented with a couple of years ago. And then I kind of left it because, ChatGPT came onto the market and ChatGPT was getting better and better and better. Then I have a Gemini account, a Gemini Pro account with my phone and things like that. So I kind of was also experimenting with Gemini. But my wonderful friend and my coach, myself, yes, I have my own coach, Sarah Cordner. She was actually investigating and starting to look at how she could use Claude with her business. And it kind of reinvigorated me to jump back in and explore Claude and see how Claude had actually changed and grown from those very first days when I started using it. So what is Claude? If you have never heard of Claude before, let's go and have a look. So Claude is an advanced AI assistant developed by Anthropic that helps users analyze information, generate content, summarize documents, brainstorm ideas, and solve problems. Pretty much every single thing that an AI tool is expected to do. Okay, Claude can be particularly useful for educators because it can work with large amounts of text and provide clear, thoughtful responses in a conversational format. So I have used Claude for some of my resource creation when it comes to my role as an educator. I have used Claude for some of the things that I do here in the background for Evolve EdTech. Okay. And I can tell you that it probably has provided me with some of the best supportive, accessible conversations and output that I have actually ever experienced through one of these generative AI systems. So I'm thinking Claude is a really great tool if you're looking for something a little bit higher than ChatGPT or Gemini. And I think it's a tool that's worth investigating. Okay, so why is Claude great for you and I as educators? Okay, so first reason here, it can summarize lengthy curriculum documents, policies, and reports. Excellent, because if you have those syllabus documents, you have those policies, you can know that they can be full of jargon and they can be quite confusing. So Claude is a great tool to go and summarize those and get the gist of those nice and quickly. All right, Claude can also assist with lesson planning and resource development. Yes, very similar to obviously ChatGPT or Gemini or every other tool that we're going to explore tonight. But do you know what? Every single tool that you use is going to provide you with something slightly different. So if you're looking for a little bit of a different output, Claude might be one to go and just have a look at as well. See what it creates, see what it generates for you. Claude is also great at generating those discussion questions, learning activities. Okay. And again, this is a chance for you to use different tools and see how the same prompt or same idea actually can generate different types of questions and learning activities where you might be able to pull different parts of those to create something. Claude can help the creation of assessment masks, tasks and marking criteria, which is fantastic. So taking, again, reducing that workload, making things a little bit more efficient and effective by getting it to create a draft of an assessment task or a marking criteria. It is going to save you a truckload of time and it's going to make your life so much easier. All right, Claude is also great to help adapt those content for different year levels and abilities. Okay, I did notice that it was actually really good at that. So if you're looking for really differentiated content and text and you want to create some different activities for groups that you can pop onto Google Classroom, Claude might be something that you explore. And Claude can also analyze those large documents and extract key information. So if you have some kind of large reading, you have a textbook or something like that, you could use Claude to be able to create, an infographic or a summary or extract those key points that you can then use with your colleagues, your school community, or the students in your class. So there are just 6 reasons why Claude is such a powerful tool for you and I as an educator. Okay, so some of the benefits of using Claude, and again, you'll probably find these ideas will come across all 5 tools tonight because we're looking at how we can actually use these tools to make our role as a teacher more efficient and effective. Okay, first one here, pretty obvious. It can save significant preparation and planning time. Absolutely. Again, it comes down to knowing the prompt, what you're looking for, being very explicit and specific, but you can save a truckload of preparation and planning time. We can improve that efficiency when we're working with those complex documents. Okay, sometimes if we're using other AI tools, those complex documents might become a bit problematic, but Claude is going to help improve that efficiency. All right, Claude can also help educators generate fresh teaching ideas. And I've already mentioned this tonight. Pop the same prompt into Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, all those other tools, and see what comes up here. And you might be able to take parts of all of these different ideas to generate those really fresh, innovative teaching ideas. It supports that differentiation and inclusive learning practice that we all should be embedding into our classrooms. It reduces that workload and that admin that we're faced with each and every day. And that means that we have more time to focus on our students. We have more time to focus on their learning, their engagement, their skill development, because it's all about them. So, Claude, a really great tool to go out there and investigate. I know I went through that really quickly, but we've got 4 more tools that I want to share with you this evening. And as I mentioned, I'm going to try and stick to under the 60 minutes tonight. So, Claude, a fantastic AI tool that you may not have tried. But I encourage you to go and have a look. It's got a wonderful free plan. Just remember the free plan does have limitations, obviously, with usage. So just be aware of that. But it is a tool that I think, might be one that we haven't dipped our toes into this pond yet. And I think it's a tool that could actually be something that you might add to that EdTech toolkit. So go out, have a look at Claude and see what you might be able to do and create for your students today.